This manuscript explores life, death, what lies beyond, all through the lens of classical physics. This process of exploration has been a journey in itself, and we have made significant progress in developing this line of thought throughout our previous sessions. In this session, let us reflect on the process of rebirth and how the energy form transition occurs during the process. In the mother's womb, the embryo absorbs the matching ELF beam of specific frequency and intensity and comes to life. The magnetic field of ELF beam aligns with whatever extent of paramagnetic system got developed in the embryo by then, and the electric field aligns with the heart and cardiovascular system. With the alignment of electric field, the heart starts beating with the rhythm so that the flow of ions passes through the cardiovascular system and matches with the frequency and magnitude of the electric field. As the next step, the embryo with newly acquired energy field now gets engaged with the biological process of acquiring energy from nutrients and periodic oxygenation. And it uses this to grow and sustain the physical self and the energy self. After birth, the process of breathing through lungs gets associated with the heart rate, and that in turn gets associated with the overall rhythm of sustaining and improving the energy field. This process of making use of the external ingredients and internalizing it towards growth and sustenance continues lifelong. And we could call this as the process of developing integrity. The energy self develops the process of integrity, and during that, it leverages external sources of energy and internalizes the same and obtains the growth and maturity of its own energy self through that. The process of integrity internalizes various different forms of energy input. While all of that comes from the external environment, only some of it are related to breathing and diet. Much more form of energy inputs arrive as energy influences. Now, while the development of integrity is a lifelong process, the first phase of life was considered to be the most focused phase for developing integrity. Next stage of life focuses on developing intensity. At this stage, the inputs augments the intensity of the energy self. Subsequent to that, the next stage of life requires to focus on developing coherence. This development of coherence helps the human reconcile with the self identity, the emotions, the boundaries of effort and stress, and how to have control over all such energy altering experiences or situations. Finally, the ultimate stage of life requires to focus on developing harmony. At this stage, the energy self requires to interwork with other energy selves and develop mutually benefiting coexistence. More the harmony, the more energizing the experience of coexistence would be, and longer would be the span of presence. And at the end of it, the energy self radiates from the physical self and forms the ELF beam, completing the full cycle. Life's effort on developing the energy self with improved integrity, improved intensity, enhanced coherence, and effective harmonization pay off nicely when the energy self is in its ELF beam form. The beam remains more centered, maintains higher intensity, enhanced coherence, and better degree of harmony, and that essentially leads to a greater degree of sustenance in the Earth ionosphere cavity. Slowly and gradually, the intensity reduces due to decay and attenuation, and then the ELF beam starts matching with the energy gap of the embryo that is ready to come to life. And that's when the next life starts. The cycles of lives go on like this for the energy self until at some point the ELF beam achieves the perfect profile that always remains centered, retain its intensity permanently, maintain a perfect coherence and harmony. If such state is reached by the energy self, it gains the option to stay on in the Earth ionosphere cavity forever, or radiate into the space through the area of ionospheric depletion as it chooses to be. Conclude this session, perhaps it won't be unfair to say that the line of thinking we have been developing so far through last several sessions has reached to a level of maturity now. But there is more to deliberate on. It's not over yet. Keep watching.